Hey, Jason Palliser here, and in this video we're going to talk to you about should I wholetail a property and what is wholetailing a property and can I make some money at it? Is it lucrative? Should it be something that I'm considering because I've heard about it and I just need a little bit more information, okay? So we're going to break that down for you. So what is a wholetail? It's not necessarily where you're wholesaling a property, where you write the contract and then just unload it to somebody else and they come in and buy it and you don't do anything to it. And it's not where you buy, fix it up, do a full rehab on the property and then put it on the market and try and find that end retail buyer on the back end where it takes a bunch of time. So it's kind of a blend of the two. So what does it mean? Here's what it means. And here's a type of property that you'd look to identify. It's a property where a homeowner obviously is in a situation where they're motivated to sell. I think we all know that. But then secondly, and this is where this starts to bleed into this technique. It is somebody that obviously the house still needs some work, but at the price point or where it's at in the marketplace, you can lock up a deal under contract, come be a solution for a homeowner, and you don't necessarily go in there and fix up the whole thing. So what you're going to do is just what I always tell everybody is a little bit of lipstick or a clean sweep. You're going to go in there, clean it out, wash everything down, scrub the carpets, make them presentable, and do a little bit of work, touch up paint, this, that, and the other. But you're not ripping out kitchens and replacing the entire kitchen. You're not redoing the entire bathroom, right? So you may do an overlay over a tub, which costs you a lot cheaper. Might cost you $800 to $1,000 versus redoing an entire bathroom for $4 or $5 grand, right? So what you're doing is just placing a little lipstick on the property, and then you're going to put it back out there in the marketplace to see what you can get. So you may not get the highest price available for the property because you didn't come in and renovate the whole thing, but it's a property that you have identified that you can put very little work. What I would do is, and what I want to do is set some mental benchmarks for you to whether or not it would be a good property to wholetail. And so what you're going to do is just go in real quick and then throw it back on the MLS and clean it up and see if you can make a little bit of money, right? But what are some things to consider? The house is in good working order. It's not in disrepair. You're not having to redo ceilings because there's holes in the ceiling, water damage, all that stuff. It's just a house that literally just needs a good clean out. Okay, so it just simply needs a good clean out and then just a little repair here and there. So you're not coming in and moving walls, renovating the whole entire house. And the reason you may want to do that is that just purely as a wholesale, based upon what the price point is that the property owner wants, it's not going to work out for you. Okay, so what I mean by that is this. You simply just can't put it under contract and sell it as a normal, sell the contract as a normal wholesale property, okay? But if you start to dig a little deeper and use the new part of your brain that we're trying to help you develop to be an investor that never walks away from a deal or an opportunity to make money, start looking at houses going, okay, could I come in and paint this? Could I spend $1,500 in paint? Could I hire somebody to clean it, just do a quick clean out for $1,000? And can I redo the carpets for $400 or $500 and then put it on the market to sell? Okay. Let somebody else come in and do some of the other heavy lifting that may need to be done because it's simply maybe just a little bit outdated, right? So you don't have to come in and do a full blown rehab and spend 2, 3, 4, 5 months fixing this up and put it on the market and try and make a bunch of money on it on the back end. And there's several reasons you might not want to do that. 1, you want the money quicker. 2, you may be able to do that where they just agree to let you come in and do that stuff and you place a little lien on title. And again, I'm not going through technique. We teach you that in the 2-day blueprint on ways to lock it up and protect yourself, all that good stuff. I'm not going into that in this video here. Okay. But, you get permission to come in and just do a little bit of work, a little 1 week, 2 week turnaround and put it right back on the market and make some money. These are opportunities that most investors walk away from. Okay. So I just simply want to make sure that we infuse into your brain that there's a blend between a wholesale and trying to sell a property retail that you can do and make some quick money on a property. So why is that sexy? Why is that a benefit? 1, instead of walking away because simply the numbers don't work, because you keep following what 70% of the actual repair value minus repairs plus my wholesale fee of $5,000 gets my maximum allowable offer. Well, guess what? A lot of times that doesn't work for a homeowner because some will, some won't, who cares, right? But that doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity to make money, right? And where this blend comes in is that maybe you don't have the resources. Maybe you just simply don't have time, resources, or even just quite frankly, the energy to go on a 4 or 6 month journey to get it fixed up, put it back on the market and sell it to an end retail buyer. Okay. Cause that takes time, and it takes you going to get a loan sometimes, because most people don't have 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, 200 grand, whatever it is, just to drop themselves on a property to fix it up as a normal full-blown renovation, right? So this is where you come in with a very little bit of money, like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in and out. The reason I like it a lot is that you can put it on the MLS and get a lot more eyeballs on it, right? But you're in and out in 2 weeks. You're in and out in 3 weeks. To me, that's a world-class victory. We just did one where normally we could have probably wholesaled it and made a couple grand. I don't even consider anything. I don't even consider that I even did a deal if it's less than $5,000. So some of you out there are listening right now. When we teach a full-blown 2-day blueprint for people, we're in 138 cities. We've done thousands of transactions for big companies, and we build out the same process for you to do the same 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 deals a month over month. One of the things that we always joke about is, hey, we're going to teach you negotiations to get bigger spreads on deals. I don't even consider anything a deal that's $5,000 or less. So we could have made $2 or $3,000 on this one particular property that I'm speaking of in general. And certainly we'll take the money. I mean, if you're listening right now, don't get me wrong. And again, put in the comments if you're feeling the same way I do. I like money just like you do. And when you put effort out, you're looking to make a return on your investment, whether it's time or actual money you put in, right? So I'm on the same page with you there. But if I'm being brutal, if I'm being frank with you about it, if it's under $5,000, okay. I mean, I'll take the money, but I don't even consider that a deal. We don't even put that in our monthly numbers. We just repurpose that money, right? But having said that, when we look at it differently, okay, so when we look at it differently and we start to analyze a property, every single property, on every single appointment we go on is, could this be a wholetail? Okay, because that's what it's about. So can it be lucrative? Of course it can. We could turn something where we're going to make $2,000 or $3,000. Okay, we could turn something where we were going to make $2,000 or $3,000 and turn that thing into 25, 32 grand, 44 grand. One we did, we ended up making 52 grand. And all we did was spend 2 weeks of time. You listening to me? 2 weeks of time, and put it back on the market. We put it on the MLS, and we got an end retail buyer. And I'm quite certain, just so you know, so we're on the same page and we're sharing the same mind right now, okay? Because I want you to enter my brain. It's a scary place, but enter, okay? Mike's in the background laughing. It's a very scary place. But I want you to enter my mind for a second. We look at every opportunity that we have differently. And I need you to do the same. Start looking at every property. Can I get in and out and put some lipstick on this property and then put it back on the market and make a good amount of money? Because I want you to be looking at something every time where you can make, hey, if you got $3,000, grab it. If you got $5,000, $7,000, take it. Of course you should, right? But start looking at it with a different set of eyes and saying, hey, can I get in and out of this? Here's the benchmark for me. Can you get in and out of a property in 2 weeks or less? That's my number one priority versus the money side of it. So that's the first piece. Secondly, so can I get in and out of it in 2 to 3 weeks? That's my benchmark. That's where I start to consider something to be a wholesale property. Okay. So it's got to pass that test first. The second test is, can I get in and out of this property for as little as $5,000? And I usually set a high-end benchmark at $8,000, $9,000. If I can get in and out that unbelievably cheap, most of you that are listening to this right now you probably have if you don't have the money yourself, you probably have a friend, family member, and or a freaking credit card that you could put that on and then put it back on the market and turn something that, at a glance, what most investors would do, well, I'll just try and follow up and wait for them to get more motivated. Screw that. I'm going to lock up the deal because you looked at it differently. Instead of trying to make that $3,000 or $4,000, look at it and say, can I get in and out in 2 to 3 weeks? And can I spend $5,000 or less at max $7,000, $8,000 and then put this thing back on the market? And can I make $30,000 or more? Those are the benchmarks that we set and we train people on, that at a quick glance, and again, depends on marketplace and price per square foot, which we teach you inside the 2-day blueprint. And if you're interested on more information on what we do, we'll show you how to take over your market. Read about us online. Go on Facebook and type in hashtag the number 2 day blueprint and see what everybody says, right? But you can go to the number 2 dayblueprint.com, see what everybody says, see what we do. And then by all means, we encourage you to set a time to talk to us. Tell us what city you're in. Tell us if you think your market's saturated. We'll help you win this game, right? So what I'm talking to you about right now is look at it differently every time you go on an appointment. Look at it as a wholesale deal, but then also, can I wholetail this? Can I get in and out in a short amount of time and put very little money into this and then try and get a much higher end retail buyer because the house isn't, because I did a little bit of work, a little bit of lipstick, the house isn't in disrepair anymore and looks like crap, right? And so start identifying those opportunities. It's a way to take something from, I'll use a baseball analogy. It's a way from taking something that looked like at a glance as just a small wholesale deal as a single and turn it into a home run by using the strategy of wholetail. So hopefully this is impacting you and it's seeping into your already hopefully razor sharp investor brain. But we just want to make you just 1% sharper when you're out there in the marketplace. Do not pass up an opportunity that at a glance you're like, well, I guess I'll just try and follow up and wait for him to be motivated. Why not look at every single opportunity as a wholetail deal? And a lot of times there's just too much to be done and it can't be done, but you'll start to identify those opportunities because you're seeing things a little bit differently and you'll start to win this game. And instead of hitting singles, you'll be hitting doubles, triples, and home runs. Okay? So as always, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you're notified when we drop good stuff. And if you really like what we're doing, tell us what you would like to see next. Put it in the comments and share it with other people. We're here to make an impact on every investor that we touch across the nation, including yourself. So we can't wait to talk to you soon and add you to the 2 Day Blueprint family. This is Jason. I'll talk to you. See you next time. Bye.